Okay. Show me.
Hi there guys, welcome back to the Latency channel, thank you very much for tuning in. And what do we have here today? I have 3 boxes from Foxeer, and these contain cameras, no surprise there. A Foxeer Predator version 4, a Foxeer Predator version 4 Micro, very similar, and a Foxeer Predator 4 Nano. Nano. Now, in this here video I'm only going to be reviewing these two, because again these are very similar. The size of the cameras is obviously different, you'll see that in a second. And this one, the Nano, I just got in, I haven't even tried it, so I won't be reviewing this one. In a future video I will compare this camera to several other cameras, one from Runcam and one from Caddx. The Caddx EOS 2 and the Runcam Nano 2. So again, I will be comparing this Foxeer Predator 4 Nano to those cameras in a upcoming video. Should be live pretty soon. For now, we're gonna concentrate on these 2 boxes, and in this video I'm gonna compare these cameras to the Runcam Eagle 2 Pro, which I always do, right? That's my reference camera, and maybe in the future I'll swap that out for a newer camera, but for now, well, again, that's my reference camera for now, and I compare every FPV camera to that Runcam Eagle 2 Pro. I'm going to be reviewing these cameras in sunny conditions, easy for any camera, in adverse conditions, say at dawn, and indoors outdoors, which is a horror scenario for any camera. And after that I'm also going to do a test flight with one of these cameras, right? Okay, let's see what's in these boxes. Okay, the Foxeer Predator 4 Normal, which is actually a mini size, so it's not a full size camera, it's mini size, and the Micro Foxeer Predator 4. Now, these cameras both have the exact same sensor. Obviously, you can see that the full size, the mini version has a bigger lens. Right, and they also have the same connectors at the rear. In the mini size the connectors are pretty much worked into the case, and in the micro version there's not enough space for that. So yeah, that's the physical differences. So this will probably be an M12 lens and this an M8 lens. And that's the major difference between these 2 cameras, the size and the size of the lens. And I have obviously tested both of these cameras. There is a very minute difference in light handling between these 2 cameras, which is probably down to the lenses. A bigger lens simply captures more light, right? However, again, the sensors are the same size. So yeah, in the rest of this video, all sample footage will all be shot with this, the mini size Foxeer Predator 4, just so you know. But you would, well, you'd be hard pressed to see any difference at all between the performance of these 2 cameras. So if your frame accommodates a mini size or a full size camera, I would in most cases go for the full size / mini size. Again, mostly because of the bigger lens. If your frame only accommodates a micro size camera, you'd obviously go for the micro version or even the nano version. And yeah, this one will be lighter, of course. Obviously. Now they both come with a aluminium mounting bracket. As a, well, I'm not even sure, does anyone still use this aluminium bracket? If you'd use these cameras in airplanes, they would probably be useful, right? But if I were Foxeer, I'd leave them out of the stock package. Just my opinion, of course. Okay, both cameras also come with 2 wiring looms, and the wiring looms are nice silicone cable. that's nice. And they also both come with a control board to set up the camera, right? To change the settings of the camera. And they both come with some mounting hardware, screws and washers and such. So the package you get is mostly the same for these two cameras. Okay, I'm not gonna bother you with the specs of these cameras. The specifications of both are in the description of this video and on product pages, and you probably already know the specifications. But what you came here for is to see how these cameras perform. So let's switch to my sample/test footage. And again, I'll be comparing these cameras with the Runcam Eagle 2 Pro in 3 scenario. And the one you are looking at right now is a sunny day scenario. Okay, about the performance of these Foxeer cameras, I was expecting them to perform well, especially in the light handling characteristics. So in adverse conditions, to see where you're going, indoors, outdoors, I was expecting these cameras to excel at that. To be excellent racing cameras, if you will. And yeah, I think they are. You make up your own mind, of course, but I think they might not be the most cinematic cameras. These are CMOS cameras, right? And in most cases a CCD camera makes footage look a little more pleasing, at least to me, but that's a personal thing. These CMOS cameras, these Foxeer cameras should handle light, dark, contrast, wide dynamic range situations very, very well. And yeah, I found that to be true. Both of these Foxeer cameras do very well at that. And I'm actually gonna leave you with the rest of the test footage. Again, make up your own mind. At the end of these 3 scenarios, I will also do a test flight with the mini version of the Foxeer Predator 4. And I hope this is informative. If you are left with questions about these cameras or anything else, hit me up a comment down below. Catch you on the next video. Bye bye. Okie dokie, we are now outdoors, and as you can tell and probably hear, it's not a sunny day at all, which is kind of perfect for a camera test, right? Any camera will do reasonably well in a sunny day, so I hope it won't start raining. That's the only concern. Okay, so I had originally planned to screw the mini Predator in this quadcopter. This is a Gap RC Mark II. It originally has a Runcam Swift 2 full-size camera. So the camera, the Foxeer Predator Mini, definitely fits. However, the connector is different. And I don't want to put a different connector on this quadcopter. So what I did is I put the micro version of the Predator in this Diatone GTR349. A very nice quadcopter, obviously. Yeah, and as said before, the micro Predator and the mini Predator perform 99% the same. So this will be just fine. And yeah, I understand the irony of this in a Foxeer camera test. It doesn't matter, I'm not sponsored by Foxeer or Runcam. So yeah, let's do some flying. Here we go. Okay, this is a bit funny. I actually had to run indoors because it started raining, but now it's sunny. Okay, yeah, let's do some flying. We are up and away. Do I need to get used to this camera? No, it actually looks perfectly fine. I somehow have a little more interference than I'm used to with this quadcopter, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see. Oh, it looks like it's because I'm standing in a different spot. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so to me the colors look very fresh. Yeah, regrettably we've got sun, so this now is easy for most cameras, but yeah, especially for a CMOS camera, this looks pretty cinematic, which definitely wouldn't have been the case a couple of years ago. I have no trouble seeing where I'm going at all, and I'm anxious to see the recording actually. Sky, yeah, that's what the sky approximately looks like in real life. The color rendition is very good actually. I can see I can see the difference in color of this here artificial field and this here natural grass field, and this is what it looks like in real life. Let's get some sky. Yeah, pretty good. Now because we've got the sun out now, the real test was in that indoors footage you saw a minute ago. This is just too easy for any camera. And okay, so do you see in that grandstand? That's far more detail than I can see with my own eyes. Yeah. Yeah, you've seen in the, especially in the indoors footage, that this Foxeer camera really tries to add a lot of contrast if there isn't contrast in the footage. So yeah, in challenging conditions things will look a little funny, if that's the correct word, but it would definitely help you out if you'd be racing indoors. And that's obviously why they add so much contrast. Again, especially around light fixtures, for instance. I am not at all concentrating on my flying, as you can tell. This is the most boring flight ever. This quadcopter is capable of far more. Low battery. But yeah, the FPV footage, this camera I could definitely live with. The latency, yeah, the specs say the latency is very low. I don't have equipment to test it, but I definitely don't sense any kind of latency. I can see where I'm going. The picture looks, well, stunning. Is that the word? Oh, I could test. Yeah, I already see that this is easy. This is a difficult spot for me to fly, but it's not even a challenge now. Let me show you that again. This passage is always in the shade. You can see it dead ahead of me, that passage. And with a lot of cameras that's hard to see, even though it's an enormous passage. As you can tell, it's very easy to fly through. But it's also always dark here. But well, I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to see that I had no trouble seeing where I was going. In conclusion, I've obviously not watched today's footage, but it was very enjoyable to fly with this Foxeer Predator 4 micro camera. I wouldn't feel bad leaving this camera in this quadcopter. This is one of my favorite quadcopters, so I obviously want a good camera in it. Originally it had a Runcam Swift version 2 in it. Fine, CCD camera, I like those, but this, it's not a punishment. It's not bad to use this camera in this quadcopter at all. I could easily see where I was going, things look nice, and obviously I hope the recording also reflects that. You tell me in the comment section below, what did you make of this camera? I'd say that some people might have problems with the very contrasty feel of this camera indoors. Yeah, maybe it's a personal thing. You can definitely see where you're going indoors with this camera though, and that's, well, if you'd use this camera for racing, excellent. It has a low latency, you can see where you're going. For freestyle, if you want to use your DVR recordings, you'd probably be better off with a CCD camera still, but close, very close. And again, I haven't watched DVR from today yet, obviously. So, I'm not sure what the price difference between this and, for instance, a Runcam Swift would be. I think this is not a budget camera and it's not super expensive. I think that's what it boils down to. So, yeah, definitely an option. Very good cameras. The Foxeer Predator 4 line. Mini and micro, and again I'll also do a video on the nano version of this camera. Should be coming up pretty soon. Catch you on the next video. Bye bye.